and this is a photo of my friend. I'll combine it with this other one using my Android device to make something cool. And this is our canvas with a transparent layout. I'll quickly import this image because I like that ground plane and I think it will work very well for this piece. I'll just select this area, make a copy of it and put it down here. And as for this mountain, surely it looks great, but we don't need it here. So using the fade out tool, I'm just going to fade it out. I will use this image to feed that area, and also it helps us complete that ground plane. And for the sky, I think this one will look best because of those clouds. They are really dramatic. I'll remove this sky by selecting it all through and then clear. So let's just drag this down and that's it. So I'm just going to play with some of those adjustment tools, the colors, the lighting, shadows, until I have something like this. And now we are done with the basics of the background. And as for those mountains at the skyline, they are not my favorite, so I'm just going to use something else, and I think this one looks better. Moving on, I found this image of a tide road in a desert because I want to add a road in this desert. I'll just cut the sky out, we don't need it. So I'll open the transform and I'll just transform it until it looks something like this. Now I'll just cut out this part, so that's our road. To add more details and character, I decided to give this road a curve right here and another road are crossing it at the front. So we have succeeded in turning this boring road into a little bit exciting one. Now it's time to blend this in. So to easily blend them in, I just add a gradient at the bottom of the road and another one on top of it. So here's the before and here is the after. Moving to the next, I found this car. May not be the best, but that's what I got, so I have no choice. So in order to make this a little bit pleasing to my eyes, I decided to work on the colors a bit. Now that I have done justice to the color, let me just put it right where it belongs. Up next is this guy, our model, so I'm just going to put it right here, and as you can see, I'm using the rule of third to make this more pleasing to the eyes. Moving on, we have this cute puppy and I think it's going to look cute in this scene, so I just raise this part up and I decide to put him behind the model, and there we have it. Now that everything is in place, it's now time for us to do the blending. So I added some shadows, and using some of those adjustment tools, the colors, the lighting, I just made it look something like this. And before I forget, I added some water cans and of course some shadows and adjustments. And yeah, we are done with the subject. But before we go ahead adding some random stuff at the background, let's do one thing I called a background planning. So this is how it works. I'm visualizing some long mountain lines at the right and a taller one at the left, and maybe another one in front of it. For this ground plane at the right, I have no idea on what to put in there, so I'm just going to add a random shape to it. So I'm going to put one right here, there and here. I still don't know what could this be, but I guess we'll figure that out later. So starting with these mountains, I think this image will work. Once I cut it out, move it to where it should be and warp it in a way that it would make some sense. And the rest, adjustment. Moving on to the next, I found this mountain, not the best, but I think it should work. I'll just put it right here, and I don't want to stick in too much with the previous shape because that shape is just zigzag shape. I think I'm going to stick a little bit with the original. So I blend it in and I use the same image for the third one. And for this random shape, I still don't know what to put in there, so let's just get rid of it. Maybe we'll figure out something out later. I'm not feeling okay with how that skyline look. I think I should make some changes to that, and so I think this look better. Moving on to the next, I found this image of a radio telescope, and I really want to add them above those mountains at the side. I'll make a copy of that and I'll put it a bit further. Make a copy again and maybe one right here. So this is how it works. The further they are, the smaller and closer they will be. So let's blend this in. But I think I'm just going to add one right here. We are moving forward now. But though I don't know if this is how big a radio telescope is. But who cares? I don't care. And finally, for this part, I guess I now have an idea. I think we should add some plants in there. So I found these images of a plant and I arranged them all through. I also add some of those pink glow to it so they will feel a bit together. Though it doesn't look realistic, but I think it works for this style. So we are not going to leave this road empty. We are going to add some cars in there. Not just cars, but luxury cars. I decided to put it in front because I think it looks better there. So let me just add in some adjustment, and that's what makes it look a bit realistic. I did added this other car, so also I added this car tire pattern so it appears as if it's coming from the car at the front, and changes blend mode to multiply and reduces opacity until it looks something like this. Yeah, for some of you this might be a finished piece now, but I took a step further. I added some sign at this side and also create a rim light on our subject with some birds and the sky, and that's it. Before we go, let's turn it air good.